Today, there are many different ways to educate the public about global conflicts. An increasingly popular outlet for this process is social change video games. Primarily used in the academic setting, these games provide a modern point of view on international conflicts. Games like Peacemaker, Against All Odds, Third World Farmer, and Guardian of Law are based in heightening awareness and conflict resolution. These games are being used in classrooms across the world, including here at Butler University. Professor Jeremy Townsley started using the Peacemaker game 2 years ago in his International Studies 101 class. He believes using social change video games in the classroom is beneficial to students in a variety of ways.
In terms of pedagogy, it's certainly an important tool that we can use to get students involved, and it's certainly also an awareness-raising activity.
Angela Miller, a sophomore international studies major who took the class last year, believes that Peacemaker and games like it make international conflicts more accessible to students.
It really makes it available to anyone. Like anyone can sit down and play the game and learn about these situations, whereas not everyone would pick up a newspaper article about it.
Joel Wyrock, a freshman international studies major, is currently in IS 101. This accessibility and outlet can often begin to oversimplify conflicts.
It's difficult to try and take in historical, cultural, political, and social implications into this kind of hardwired video game. So I think that it starts coming out a little bit trivial. There are oversimplifications, for example, in the Peacemaker game, of the origins of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. It's not just necessarily a land conflict or just a religion conflict. It's evolved into something much deeper and rooted in a lot of different places. And it's hard to capture that in a video game, I think.
Professor Townsley dealt with this trivialization by bringing this topic to the attention of the students during the assignment.
The bias that's in the Peacemaker game specifically, one of the things that I incorporated into introducing the students to the game is that you need to find that, and you can actually find it on the internet if you don't see it. I mean, we in the course of the class, we talk about Israel-Palestine. You read the article, so you have a background, as well as background to some of the proposed solution. And one of my tasks when you wrote the paper was to identify that bias. And so, yes, there's no way to get around bias. And again, the job of a good teacher is to make sure that students recognize this is where the author is coming from and be able to incorporate that into the learning experience.
While social change video games are primarily used for educational purposes, this outlet is extending itself outside the classroom. In 2003, the annual Games for Change Festival was established. This conference brings together the game developers and corporations to harness the power of this popular medium for more serious objectives.
It's games with a purpose instead of just video games where you go out and you kill random people.
These games cover a range of topics like human rights, poverty, environmentalism, and public health. By promoting awareness and educating the players, social change video games provide the first step in conflict resolution.